To all, BHIS, the great school, welcome you all on this Zoom platform. Today, the topic is Safer Internet Day. So, the slide that you can see, Safer Internet Day is celebrated globally in 9 February each year to promote the safe and positive use of digital technology for children and young people and inspire a national conversation. We are celebrating the 18th edition of Safer Internet Day with a theme of Together for a Better Internet. Over the years, Safer Internet Day has become a landmark event in the online safety calendar. Safer Internet Day has grown beyond its traditional geographic zone and is now celebrated in approximately 170 countries worldwide. From cyberbullying to social networking to digital identity, each year, Safer Internet Day aims to raise awareness of emerging online issues and current concerns. So the slide that you can see, so I will discuss first state tips on using the internet safety. So I will discuss over here 10 points, which is very crucial for you to understand and to know. The first point is this: keep personal information professional and limited. Potential employers or customer don't need to know your personal relationship status or your home address. They do need to know about your expertise and professional background and how to get in touch with you. You would not hand purely personal information out to strangers individually. Don't hand it out to millions of people online. Second point, which is very important, keep your privacy settings on. Marketers love to know all about you, and so do hackers. Both can learn a lot from your browsing and social media uses. But you can take charge of your information. Major websites like Facebook also have privacy enhancing settings available. These settings are sometimes deliberately hard to find because companies want your personal information for its marketing value. Make sure you have enabled these privacy safeguards and keep them enabled. The third point is also very important: practice safe browsing. You would not choose to walk through a dangerous neighborhood. Do not visit dangerous neighborhood online. Cyber criminals use lurid contents as bait. They know people are sometimes tempted by dubious content and may let their guard down when searching for it. By resisting the urge, you don't even give the hackers a chance. Fourth point, make sure your internet connection is secure. So how to make it secure? Use a secure VPN connection, virtual private network connection. When you go online in a public place, for example, by using a public Wi-Fi connection, you have no direct control over its security. Your vulnerable endpoint is your local internet connection. Make sure your device is secure, and when in doubt, wait for a better time until you are able to connect to a secure Wi-Fi network. Before providing information such as your bank account number, virtual private network enables you to have a secure connection between your device and an internet server that no one can monitor or access the data that you are exchanging. Point fifth, which is very important for you to understand: be careful what you download. A top goal of cyber criminals is to trick you into downloading malware. malware is like a virus. Okay, malware programs or apps that carry malware or try to steal information. This malware can be disguised as an app. Anything from a popular games to something that checks traffics or the weather. We advise do not download apps that look suspicious or come from a site you don't trust. Point 6. Choose strong passwords. Passwords are one of the biggest weak spots in the whole internet security structure, but there's currently no way around them. And the problem with password is that people tend to choose easy ones to remember. For example, 1 2 3 4 5 6 like this, which are also easy for cyber thieves to guess. Select strong passwords that are harder for the cyber criminals to identify. A strong password is one that is unique and complex, at least 15 characters long, mixing letters, numbers, and special characters. Point 7. Make online purchase from secure sites. Anytime you make a purchase online, you need to provide credit card or bank account information, just what cyber criminals are most eager to get their hands on. Only supply these information to sites that provide secure encrypted connections. You can identify secure sites by looking for an address that starts with HTTPS. S stands for secure rather than simply HTTP. Point 8. Be careful what you post. The internet does not have a delete key. Any comment or image you post online may stay online forever, because removing the original, say from Twitter, does not remove any copies that other people made. There is no way for you to take back a remark you wish you had not made or get rid of their embarrassing selfie. You look, or another way you took at a party. Don't put anything online that you would not want your mom or a prospective employer to see. Point 9, which is also very important to know, be careful who you meet online. People you meet online are not always who they claim to be. Indeed, they may not even be real. Be as cautious and sensible in your online social life as you are in your in-person social life. Point, and the last point is this: keep your antivirus program up to date. Internet security software cannot protect against every threat, but it will detect and remove most malware, though you should sure make sure it is up to date. Be sure to stay current with your operating systems updates and updates to applications you use. So this was all about the state tips on using the internet safety. So now I'm going to discuss second point of the first slide that you can see: apply internet safety practice. How to do it? So again, I'm going to discuss few 8 points over here, so that will be helpful for you. The first step is this: boost your network security. So how to do it? What does it mean? Now that your logins are safer, make sure that your connections are secure. When at home or work, you probably use a password protected router that encrypts your data. But when you are on the road, you might be tempted to use free public Wi-Fi The problem with public Wi-Fi is that it is often unsecured. This means it is relatively easy for a hacker to access your device or information. That is why you should consider investing in virtual private network. A virtual private network is a piece of software that creates a secure connection over the internet so you can safely connect from anywhere. And the second point is use a firewall. Even if your network is secure, you should still use a firewall. This is an electronic barrier that blocks unauthorized access to your computers and devices and is often included with comprehensive security software. Using a firewall ensures that all of the devices connected to your network are secured. This is important since many devices are not equipped with security measures, giving hackers a chance to enter to your computer. Third point, click smart. The meaning is this: now that you have put smart tech measures into place, make sure that you don't invite danger with careless clicking. Many of the today's online threats are based on phishing or social engineering. This is when you are tricked into revealing personal or sensitive information, spam emails, phone free offers, clickbait, online quizzes, and more. All use these devices and tactics to entice you to click on dangerous links or give up your personal information. Always be wary of offers that sounds too good to be true or ask for too much information. Point 4. Be a selective sharer. These days, there are a lot of opportunities to share our personal information online. Just be cautious about what you share, particularly when it comes to your identity information. This can potentially be used to impersonate you or guess your password and logins. Point 5. Practice safe surfing and shopping. When shopping online or visiting websites for online banking or other sensitive transactions, always make sure that the site's address starts with HTTPS instead of just HTTP. This indicates that the website is secure and uses encryption to scramble your data so it can be intercepted by others easily. 6 point, keep up to date. Keep all your software up to date so you have the latest security patches. Turn on automatic updates so you don't have to think about it. And make sure that your security software is set to run regularly scans. Scanning is very, very important for your computer. Point 7, look out for the latest scams. Online threats are evolving all the time, so make sure you know what to look out for. Currently, ransomware is on the rise. This is when a hacker threatens to log your out of all of your files unless you agree to pay a ransom money. Point 8, keep your guard up. Always be cautious about what you do online, which sites you visit, and what you share. Use comprehensive security software and make sure to back up your data on a regular basis in case something goes wrong. By taking prevention or preventive measures, you can save. So all about this, I have discussed about the first slide. Now I'm just going to move to the second slide, embedding the value core values. Okay, so we should be diligent, hardworking, persistent, and resilient. and the services that is are there, like we should be generosity over there, enterprise, charity, leadership, stewardship. Point third, compassion. Kind, we should be kind, empathetic and humble whenever we working on the network. And we should also be resourcefulness, means creative, risk taker, dynamic, outward looking. Point fifth, we should be commitment. There should be commitment to large community, a family, a belief system, a cultural models, sustainability, and environment. And the last is integrity that you can see. We should be honest, trustworthy, modest, and respectful. Now, in the next slide, SID theme and internet we trust. Through Safer Internet Day 2021, we will look at why inaccurate contents exist, where it comes from, and what young people can do in response. The online world is a great source of information for young people and adults alike, and opportunities to research, learn new facts or skills, and even broaden viewpoints are extremely important to all internet users. The internet is also an important way for young people to build positive relationships, to play, interact, and share their lives with their peers. As they navigate these social spaces, they are constantly making decisions about who and what to trust online in the context of playing games together and socializing online. Safer Internet Day gives young people the chance to build the skills they need to be able to make the best decisions as they navigate an online world where everything is not always as it seems. Now, next slide, I'm just going to discuss the task discussion. This is also very few important questions over there and how to do it. First, how we may be affected by fake news. So what we have to see, what precautions should we take? The answer is this: they can also have major impacts because information shapes our world view. We make important decisions based on information. We form an idea about people or a situation by obtaining information. And the second is, how do you know what to trust online? It is very simple. Check the web address for the page you are reading. Spelling errors in company names or strange sounding extension like in .infonet and .offer rather than .com or .co.uk may mean that the source is suspect. So we should always see, like, whenever we open any website, it is clearly written google.com, not like this google.infonet. Okay. So now next is, tell me something you have to think about or you can't always trust. Trust is a highly valuable asset that can either make or break a person, especially the relationships they have with their family and have built with their friends, workplace, colleagues, clients, and bosses. Trust is an as fragile as glass, in which it is easy to break and every hard to get back. The next point is very, very important. What can parents do? What can parents do? It is important to be aware of what your kids do online. The key is to stay involved in a way that makes your kids understand that you request their privacy but want to make sure they are safe. Tell your kids that it's important to, first point, be nice. Mean behavior is not okay. Make it clear that you expect your kids to treat others with respect and not to never post hurtful or embarrassing messages, and ask them to always tell you about any harassing or bullying messages that other post. Point 2, think twice before hitting enter. Reminds teens that what the post can be used against them. For example, letting the world know that you are off on vacation or posting your home address gives would be robbers or a chance to strike. Teens also should avoid posting specific locations of parties or events as well as phone numbers. The third point is this: use privacy settings. Privacy settings are important. Go through theme together to make sure your kids understand each one. Also explain that passwords are there to protect them against things like identity theft. They should never share them with anyone, even a boyfriend, girlfriend, or best friend. Don't friend strangers. If you don't know them, don't friend them. This is a plain, simple, and safe rule of thumb. Next, how does it make you feel when you see false information? This is a major impact, I think. You understand by now that fake news and other types of false information can take on different faces. We form an idea about people or a situation by obtaining information. So, if the information we saw on the web is invented, false, exaggerated, or distorted, we would not be make good we will not be able to take good decision. So we should avoid all these things carefully. Now, how can what you experience online affect you and others? Definitely, what we will see, then we start behaving in the same way. So we should take more precaution. We work on the fake news and when we watch such type of news online. Now, I'm going to show you one video. Please watch.
Internet we trust.
Join us on Safer Internet Day,
the 9th of February 2021.
How do you know what to trust online?
Well, I would always check where it came from and who made it.
If something seems too good to be true, then normally it is.
Hands up then, tell me something you have to think about or you can't always trust. What do you think?
Fake news. False information spread on purpose as news and shared by traditional news media or online social media.
Hashtag an internet we trust.
What can parents and carers do to help with trust online?
I think parents could make sure all of the apps are safe for you to go on and there's no harmful behaviour, and research and find out about the app.
How does it make you feel when you see false information?
It makes me feel a little bit stupid and sad and a wee bit angry as well.
Annoyed. Well, it makes me feel kind of confused.
How can what you experience online affect you and others?
Well, first it's the proof. If you don't know what's true and what's fake, then it can affect your mental life or your physical life.
Hashtag Safer Internet Day!
So we want Safer Internet Day 2021 to celebrate difference and help us work towards creating a truly inclusive internet. So thank you so much. Thank you so much. I would like to call Mr. Ashish to take the platform to continue. Thank you.
Thank you, Vikram sir. I would request you just please keep sharing the screen. Uh, Good morning, all of you, all the teachers and students who are on this platform. Uh, you all have just now heard about sir has given an explanation about what topic basically we are carrying out today. What is internet safety basically? We all know that internet is now having a very large impact in our life. Okay, internet is something which is means you can say it is globally affecting all of us. We can't say that like single aspect of our life is bounded towards internet. Okay, internet is making all of us, you can say, something addicted to it. Okay, uh, if I'm just giving you a short example, either in day or night, we want that our gadgets should be near us. Okay, even if you are waking up at night, you are checking your notifications, you are checking your status, you are checking your Instagram post, how many likes I have received, how many subscribers I am having, how many friends I am having. Okay, now something, if we talk, these all things are existing virtually. Okay, either internet, your Facebook, your Instagram, or all other social media platforms, they all are existing virtually. So the biggest question that is arising, that how to trust someone. Okay, whether the person with whom I am connected is authentic or not. Example I'm just giving you, you are having 1,000 followers on Instagram. Okay, you are having 5,000, maximum limit friend limit is on Facebook is 5,000. Now if anyone is having 5,000 friends on Facebook, how will you trust that okay, out of these 5,000 friends, how many are authentic, how many of them are having their proper identity in the sense, you cannot say that okay, this person is a robot or a the biggest problem that we all are facing with internet nowadays is identity issues. There is no proper you can say format to trust anyone, to trust anything, that okay, this person is having authentic and I am now quite confident of sharing my personal information with this person. Okay, these all things are actually now impacting a lot to all of us, our profiles. So the biggest thing that we have to take in care is the awareness about what type of information can share on internet. You have to decide, you have to rethink with your parents also that okay, these all information are there which I can share on internet. Okay, just like if you all have seen, after in cases of this bullying hacking increased, now social media platforms are giving a lot of security features. Earlier there was no security features on Facebook, now we are having a profile lock on Facebook. Okay, this feature was recently adapted by Facebook when they are now giving you profile lock. You can decide okay, these are my authentic friends, these are my trustworthy friends, so I can share my information with them. Okay, coming to the next point, that there are so many tactics these hackers are adapting, in which one of the case is online breaching, data breaching. Also there is a case called spoofing in the sense, sometimes what just like you are using Facebook login place where you are entering your username, where you are entering your password, and then you are clicking on login button. Now what in the doing, they are just preparing that dummy form, that dummy site, and just launching it. Okay, you can take any other example also, your net banking website. A hacker is preparing that dummy site, and now what will happen when you are entering your login ID and password, that credentials will move to the hacker end. Okay, so as sir has told in earlier slides also, you have to always ensure that you are working on a trustworthy site, on an authentic site. For that, you have to associate HTTPS. Okay, also there are so many other things. What are the credentials you are making? They should be also in a proper format. Normally what we will do, we keep our date of birth as a password, we keep our mobile number as a password, so many other things which we can easily remember. So all these things have to be changed now. Okay, also another thing that you all have to take in care, is stop posting anyone just for show off. Many a times we have seen that social media posts are containing about different things which are not having even proper reason also. Sometimes challenges are there which are leading towards criminal activities. So you all have to take in care. So you all have to follow all those cyber ethics. Cyber ethics in the sense, while working on internet, we have to be very particular that okay, these all things we will share on internet, these all rules and regulation I will follow while working on internet, and all other protocols that okay, if I am communicating with someone on internet, I have to make sure that okay, this person is properly existing or not. Okay, understood? So I am now moving just a second. That is written in the World Wide Web. You all have studied in classes also. World Wide Web is basically a group of web pages which are connected together. Okay, now you all have seen that if you are surfing on any site, and from that there is a direct redirect link for moving it to another site. So that is basically coming under World Wide Web. Okay, now I'm moving platform to Purva ma'am. She will discuss further with you all, and then we will open the platform for questions. Okay, I know you all will have multiple questions. Okay, Purva ma'am, please carry forward now.
Thank you, Ashish sir, and thank you all of you for your patience listening. Good morning again from my side to all of you, to all the teachers and students. So right now, children, we learned that why it is important to protect ourselves from the threats which we get from the internet and so many other things. What are the different ways from which we are getting infected? Now we will move forward with how we can do it, how we can protect ourselves. Vikram sir, I request you to please change the slide. Sir, please next slide. Sir, next. One more. Okay, see, can we think of solution to these problems? Yes, I would say definitely we can think for solutions. And let's see what are the different ways we can protect ourselves. Sir, please move to the next slide. Thank you, sir. Okay, so very first one, children, we all know that we all use antivirus. Most of us are using antivirus. I will not say that you use antivirus. I will tell you, you should update your antivirus regularly. Yes, because most of us, we are using antivirus on our devices to protect our devices from viruses and malwares. But you should regularly update them also. If they are outdated, then you won't be able to protect your devices from different viruses, trojans, malware, spyware. So many malicious programs are made just to infect the devices and to take out information, confidential information from the devices. Second way to protect your devices is installing a firewall. In a very layman language, I would like to tell you that firewall is a software or a hardware. It comes in both the form, which is installed at the gateway of the network system. Why I'm telling gateway of the network system? Whenever you are in a network, your device is connected in a network. At the entrance of the network, we install this firewall, and this firewall prevent unauthorized access to the network in which we are working. Suppose you have connected a Wi-Fi, you are using Wi-Fi in your homes, in your companies, in your organization. So you install a firewall, either a software or a hardware, and which will protect your network from untrusted networks. So no one can breach the security of your network. Moving to the next point, we all know that we should set a strong password. But do we change our password regularly? I don't think so. We should change it in every 6 months. It is recommended that you should change your password in every 6 months, and you should never ever write your password anywhere, because if it get to know by someone, then there are possibilities that your personal information, your social site accounts can be misused, can be hacked, and they can be used for committing cyber crimes. Okay, moving to the next one, you should never share your personal information. You never know that when you are sharing your personal information, the other person on the other end, how they are taking your personal information. Will they protect it, or will they misuse it? Will they spread rumors? Will they harass you? Will they embarrass you online by using your personal information? Avoid sharing your personal information. Whenever you are posting anything, either your personal information or images on any social networking sites, please think twice before posting. Because once you post anything, if you delete also, somehow or somewhere it will be there on the internet. Maybe someone has downloaded your picture or post before deletion, and they can use it. So before posting anything, children, always be very mindful. Think twice or thrice whatever you are posting on internet. Now, the last point, tell about your online presence and digital footprint. I would like to tell you what is digital footprint. Children, whatever activities we are doing on internet, whether we are communicating with someone by chatting, we are posting any messages on social media sites, we are uploading any file, we are downloading any file, whatever activities you are doing on internet, the track of those activities is known as digital footprint. So we always leave a digital footprint whenever we are online, we are working online. Be very mindful, be very careful when you are working online. If you think that you have deleted something, it is not at all deleted from internet. It exists somewhere on the internet. If you are working on internet, if you're working online, so think about your online presence. Whatever you are physically, you can protect yourself, but online it becomes very difficult to protect yourself until and unless you think twice before posting or interacting with someone. Sir, please change the slide. Thank you, sir. Okay, the next tips tells you about the checking URL. Many of you know what is URL, but again, I would like to tell you URL is the address of the website which you write in the address bar when you want to open the website in a web browser. So URL stands for Uniform Resource Locator, in a simple language, address of a website. Like, if I want to open Microsoft Teams, what will I write? www.microsoftteams, whatever the website name. So you have to check it very carefully. Why it is told? Because sometimes right now, as Ashish told us, that a dummy website is created in order to make you seem that it is the authentic website. So what they do, maybe they just miss one word or one letter from the website, and it sometimes we don't understand that by whether we are using the authentic website or the fake website. So whenever you are typing the URL of the website, please type it very carefully. If you are chatting with someone, if you are interacting with someone on internet, then you should take a responsibility of it. And if you're not feeling comfortable, tell anyone in your family members, tell anyone responsible adult in your family members that you are not comfortable. If you have not met someone physically and they are your friends, online friends, then you should not go and meet them. You never know that what they are claiming to be, are they originally authentic or not. Moving to the next one, if you're finding someone is talking very rudely to you while interacting online, you should block them. Straight away, you should block them. Next point tells you that you can protect your devices by installing, not by installing, I would not say not by installing, by enabling an option given in all the web browsers. You have an option of safe search. Right now it is told for YouTube. For web browsers also, you can enable the option of safe search. So with this option, the web browser will not allow all the websites to run in the web browser. The next thing is children, key logging files. I would like to emphasize on key logging files. See, many a times we open different websites for downloading, for uploading, for surfing net, for taking out information. We use number of search engines. This all we are doing in our day-to-day life. So there are websites which install without your knowledge, without the knowledge of the user, they install a malware, which malware is a malicious program. I would say malware is a kind of a virus which is installed into your devices without your knowledge. And these malware, they have a file, they have an option of key logging files. What these files do, they keep track, they record the keystrokes which you are doing on your keyboard. Suppose I am using any website and that website has installed a malware on my device without my knowledge, and when I'm opening any other my account, whatever keys I'm pressing on my keyboard, they will keep on recording the stroke of those keys and they will come to know about my password. So these are your key logging files. So to avoid this, you should keep on regularly clearing all the cookies of your devices. Vikram sir, please move to the next slide. Okay, children, in this one, you can see that how you can enable the option of safe search in your web browser. You will go to the settings of the Google Chrome if you are using Google Chrome of your web browser. Otherwise, it is given in almost all the web browsers. And then you can search it from there. There's a checkbox, turn on safe search. When you click on it, then the web browser will restrict the websites if they are not authentic or authorized. Okay, Vikram sir, please move to the next slide. Thank you, sir. Okay, see, the last thing which you have to remember is, if you are hurted, if you are very sensitive and you feel that someone is posting wrong messages for you, then you should be also very mindful. You should be also very sensitive and careful while posting messages for others, because others also do have feeling and they can also feel bad and they can also feel hurtful with your messages. Second, you should respect all the people, those who are online also. It doesn't mean that if you cannot see them physically, so you should not respect them. They are present and you should respect them. You should treat them with respect if you are interacting with them online. Again, the same thing which I told in the last slide. Before posting anything, think twice. Get it approved by your parents and teachers, the messages or the post which you want to share with others online. And the last thing, whatever you are posting, whatever you are interacting, whatever you are uploading, it leaves a digital footprint. It leaves an impression, an online persona of yourself, what you are. So if you are becoming a part of the rumor and you are not that person, then online, for your digital footprint, it will be a person who is spreading rumors. So don't become the part of cyber crime. Unintentionally, many a times we can become a part of cybercrime just by spreading any fake information or just by harassing or embarrassing someone for mockery or for just fun. So don't do that, children. Vikram sir, please move to the next slide. Okay, in this one, children, not only related with the internet, but for every problem of your life, you should engage with your parents. Talk with them. If you have any doubt, talk with them. Have an open dialogue with them, with your parents, with your teachers. Discuss with them. It is related to internet safety or anything which you want to learn new or you don't know and you want to try it out. Please talk with them. Why? Because parents and teachers, they have lot of life experience, and from their experience you can gain. You will always gain. You will never lose anything. You will gain. You will get to know the correct path, you can move on the correct way, and you can get a better word for you and for others also. So discuss your problems using technology in general also. Why in general? Sometimes you want to discuss with your friends, so you can have an open dialogue with your friends also, along with the teachers and parents, and together we can sit and we can make a better word, a better digital word. I will not say a better word, a better digital word. Okay, so Vikram sir, please move to the next slide. Okay, children, that's all for today. So the purpose for today's presentation was to make you aware that all of us, I would say all of us only, not most of us, all of us are using internet, and we are very comfortable in the usage of it. But do we ever sit and think that whether we are using with safety or not? Are we safe? Are we using the internet? If we are searching anything, are we safe? So if you are using internet from today onwards, please follow all the safety protocols, rules, tips which are told to you in today's presentation. So thank you so much. I hope all of you enjoyed the presentation.